Hi everybody, it has been way too long. Please grab something to drink or your project. Let's sit down and talk for a while. Hi everybody, welcome to the Knitting TurnPike. My name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. It has been a very long time since I've done this type of a video. If you're new here, I know I've said this a million times for those of you who have been here, but I've been recovering from surgery, sinus surgery, and it has been a lot harder than I thought it would be. I think he did more than I thought he was going to do, or maybe I'm just old, or maybe both, and it just taken way too long to get back to where I can talk normally, where I can feel normally. Actually, this morning I woke up and I was going to do this morning. This is the afternoon, and I woke up and I was feeling awful, and it's taken me a few hours to convince myself to go ahead and do this. If you sit with me as we go through these things I want to talk about today, this is a vlog type of a video for those of you who are wondering if you're trying to figure out if you're going to stay with me or not. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things: finished projects, works in progress, happy mail, yarns. I have a lot of beautiful yarns to share with you. I have some other things to share with you, some Stitch Marker Club stuff. And I have upcoming events, things that are going on in the knitting and crochet community that I want to share with you guys. So I hope you will choose to sit with me and spend some time with me. I think it is going to be a long one, so you may want to grab your favorite drink, your favorite project to work on while we're doing this, and let's just sit down and get into it. And thank you so much for being here. All right, the first thing I want to share with you guys is some finished projects. Now, I know if you've been watching my videos, I mentioned that I have not been able to knit a lot since the end of February. I haven't been feeling well. I've been more in my bed, and when I'm in my bed, I don't necessarily, I thought I was organized here, so please forgive my movement. I wasn't that organized. There we go. I think that'll work a little bit better. But I wasn't able to knit a lot over the last month and a half. There was a mystery shawl knit along going on. I'll be talking about that. And I was trying to finish up a few more projects. I did get one other project done. So today I have two finished projects to share with you. Let's go in order of oldness. Okay, so you guys have seen this before. I finally finished the Hybrid Knit Along 3 from Stephen West. This year, end of last year, it started December 26th, right after Christmas. Hybrid Knit Along 3. I've done all 3 years of his Hybrid Knit Along. This year, he did the Aurora Cabin Shawl for his shawl portion. There were other offerings in that Hybrid Knit Along, like a couple of hats, a sweater, beautiful stuff, kind of based all on a similar design with his color work that you're going to see in the shawl. But I did finish the Aurora Cabin Shawl. It is a beauty, and it is a big one. Oh my gosh, look at the shawl. It is huge. It is 90 inches across the top from end to end, and it's about 33 inches, I believe, from the center all the way down this way. It is a big shawl. It took 5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. These are my colors. I had a beige. That was a Madeline Tosh, Merino Light, and a tweed. I believe the color is Filtered Daydreams. I want to mention the colors just in case you are interested and love the color and want to go shopping. I believe I got all the Madeline Tosh yarns from Jimmy Beam Wool when they had a big sale on their Madeline Tosh plus tweed. The second yarn was a different yarn. It was a sock yarn that I had in my stash. I don't think I have the name of it here in front of me, but I'll put it here on the screen. It's in an orange. It was kind of a little bit variegated orange and browns and beige. The third skein was a gold. It was another Madeline Tosh Merino Light tweed plus tweed. That was called Golden Pecan. The fourth one was a red yarn. That was from Miss Babs, their Yummy 2-ply line. I believe it's called Dark Andromeda. And the 5th one was another Madeline Tosh Merino Light in tweed in Simply Decadent, that dark chocolate brown. And they were all, there was a kind of a fall, autumn inspiration. And I think one of the shawls he had for his kits also kind of had this orangey brown kind of vibe. So that maybe kind of inspired me as well. But anyway, this is it. I believe the last time I showed you guys, I was right in this colorwork section. I had started this colorwork section. So I finished that. That was just some simple slip stitch colorwork with those 2 colors. Then there was another colorwork, slip stitch colorwork section like the 2 before. So you do that slip stitch colorwork section 3 times. And then the chevron border. I ended up using the colors that were recommended in the pattern. I was a little bit worried about mine because the red and orange, I was scared they wouldn't show up, but they did. Not, I would say, super great contrast, but I do like them. And the reason why I ended up using them is because of the amounts of yarn I had left. I had more of that B and D, that was B and D for me, and I had more of those colors. And at that point, you really do need a lot of yarn, even though that section isn't big. You can see, if you look at how long that row is, the stitches, it was over, I mean, it's still going. It was over 1,000 stitches in each row. So I needed a lot of yarn. I ended up actually running out. I ended up using 2 of the skeins of yarn completely. And fortunately for me, this is the benefits of having a stash. I ran out of the red, and I had a red. I mean, I was like on the last row of the red, and I needed a red that would finish it out. I think I had like maybe 500 stitches left, and I found a red in my stash that that looked close enough, so I was able to utilize some of that to finish it off, which was great. I didn't want to have to go find buy another skein, hope that it would match, and wait for it to come in. And then only utilize, like I said, I was on the very last row. I think I had maybe 500 stitches. So I found something in my stash that worked. It worked out great. And I don't think you can tell that I used a different color on this bottom part. And then the other color that I ran out of was the gold. And that was on the bind off, the very end of the bind off. I ran out of the gold. And fortunately for me, I have a lot of Madeline Tosh Merino Light in my stash. This was the one I was using, was a Tosh Merino Light plus tweed, which in gold and pecan. And I ended up finding in my stash a Tosh Merino Light, no tweed, in color rye bourbon. And those are really, really close in color. So I finished the bind off. And I don't think that you can see on this bind off the color change. I think I only had like about 100 stitches, 150 stitches left for that. And I didn't really want to go buy another skein just to finish off 150 stitches. So close enough was good enough for me. And Brian can't tell where it starts. And now I really can't either without looking on the back and seeing where I started that extra skein. So I think that was great. And ended up using all of 2 of the 5 skeins, and then almost all of the other 3 skeins that were left over. This is a thick, heavy shawl with almost 5 full skeins of yarn. It's very big, very thick, very warm. I'm not sure. I'm going to show you some pictures of me wearing it. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep it. I'm not sure that I would wear something. I mean, if it were really, really, really cold, I probably would. And we get a few days like that here in Texas. But I hate to keep something around that I'm only going to wear like a few days. Like I have a lot of sweaters in my stash that are like that from high school. I have sweaters from high school. We're talking the 80s, 1980s that I have, because I don't wear them that much because we live in Texas and we don't get a lot of very cold weather. So I don't wear them a lot. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this. I have been talking about this a lot in my mind and a little bit over with Brian. I'm thinking about maybe, I do have a website, but I need to work on it. It is not up to really you guys even looking at it, but I've been thinking about maybe putting these on my website, maybe offering from sale, just because I don't know that I really want to keep some of these things, and I have donated a lot of things before as well for fundraisers and to people, and I've given away a lot of things before. I've given away so many shawls to my mom as well. So I'm thinking about maybe selling some of these. I don't know. What do you, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I have given away some of these also on this YouTube channel before as well. But here you can kind of see a side view of this. I was happy to finish it. Happy to finish this really big project. And there we go. That's my first finished object to share with you guys. And it was fun to do. At first, I was struggling with it, but the more that I knitted these, I think the slip stitch color work gives a lot of continuity to the design and really brings it all together, these different sections, so that they work well together. It's not like just a piece of this and then move on to this and move on to this. Putting those 3 color slip stitch colorwork sections together in this shawl that are the same brings a lot of continuity to it, where it's not just like a jumble of different stitches and colors. You know what I mean? Like you just piece this, piece this, piece this. It brings some continuity to it. Sorry about that. I hit my pins. I got my cart right here full of yarn to show you guys. So maybe I should slide that down. If my hands, talking with my hands, is going to keep making it hitting that. So that's the first project. All right, the next project I have for you guys to share with you guys is a finished project. This is the Who You Gonna Shawl project from Mary Annarella. This was a Mr. Shawl Knit Along that she did throughout March, started at the end of February, and I struggled to finish this because of the surgery. And I think the last time I shared this with you guys, it was clue 2. So I have clues 3 through 6 to catch you guys up on and finish. I did make clips of the shawl when it was, I think it was clues 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. And then I made a video clip. And then I ended up making another video clip after 6. So let me insert those. Hey everybody, I want to show you clues 3 through 5. Actually, this is all of clues 1 through 5 of the Who Are You Gonna Shawl? Mr. Shawl Knit Along by Mary Annarella. When we last left off, I had shown you clues 1 and 2. Sorry for a little bit of delay in filming. You guys know I've been trying to get well from being from having surgery and being sick for a couple of months. So I just worked on my knitting, getting well. So let's talk through this. I'm going to show you clues 3, 4, and 5. And I wanted to do this because as you can see, we are currently in a 2-step process. When I showed you clues 1 and 2, we had 2 shawls. This was clue 2, this triangular piece here, and clue 1 was this triangular piece here. So we've had 2 pieces after clues 1 and 2, but as you can see, it's grown a lot, and I'm going to talk through that. And I know we just got the last clue released today, and that is definitely going to be putting these pieces together. So I wanted to film this before we start putting these pieces together. So this was clue 2. Clue 3 starts with picking up clue 2. You start right here and you end up leaving these stitches over here on just left it on a knitting needle with stoppers, but you could have left it on a waste yarn, all that stuff. But you ended up using just these stitches here. And then you did this cable cast on where you added 33 extra stitches to extend it over here. And this is the marshmallow goo chart. And it's just a really cute, done with color 1, really cute pattern. These little drops of marshmallow goo from the Stave Puff Marshmallow Man. Anyway, really cute design, and it's kind of extending it past that, as you can see. So it's got a very unique shape, and it is we're going in this direction here. So the next part of clue 2 is this chart here with colors, your contrast color and your color 3. And this chart is, does anybody want to play Parcheesi? And as you can see, it's some beautiful slip stitch color work, gorgeous color work knitting, very similar to what you did over here in this chart here, it looks really similar to me in that as that design over there from Clue 1. The next chart is, again, that's just some really simple slip stitch color work. All the color work in this shawl is very simple. You only use one color per row. Very easy to do. Good practice. Now this chart is done with color, my color 2, and it is called, this chart is called Where Do Those Stairs Go? And it basically is just from some really simple slip stitch knitting, where you have the yarn in front of your work or in the back, depending on which side you're on, but so that the slip stitches show up on the right side of your work to create this very interesting design. And as you can see, we're also starting a new center section here going in this direction, as we could see with these two designs, and it goes all the way up to the top there, which we'll be getting to in a minute. But as you can see, you got this interesting off-centered chart called Where Do the Stairs Go? Really very easy knitting, very relaxing knitting to do for that. And it just staggered those slip stitches. The next chart is called What a Lovely Singing Voice You Must Have. And it's this one right here. And you're using colors, the contrast color for me, which is this Berry Pop, and color 1, which we haven't used those two colors together at this point. We have not used these two colors together, which was kind of fun to do. And it's just some very, again, this is all very simple slip stitch color work knitting. There are some, that elongated stitch again. All the tutorials on these special stitches is on Mary Annarella's channel. They're all linked below. They're also in the playlist for my channel for Who You Going to Shawl, if you're interested in finding those stitch pattern or those stitch tutorials from Mary Annarella. And if you are knitting this and want to see that, or if you're just interested in watching it, they're all on my playlist linking to Mary Annarella's channel. And I'll try to link that playlist down below for easy finding. But you can see it's just alternating the two colors, doing some simple slip stitch knitting with an elongated stitch. Very fun. And that was the end of Clue Clue 3, right? Clue 3 ended right there. So that's where there was Clue 3. Clue 4 picked up right here with this next part. All the stitches in Clue 4, no, I'm mistaken. They're not. I was going to say something else, but this stitch pattern here is done with color 3, single color. It is very similar to this. It is the exact same stitch pattern done over here in Clue 1, as you can see right here. This chart is called Ecto 1 chart, done with, again with color 3, and it's basically you do an increase, a knit, yarn over knit, yarn over knit. That stitch is, there's a tutorial on Mary Annarella's channel, and I have shown that stitch before on my channel as well a long time ago. I've done some shawl patterns with that. And then there's this stitch is done with, the elongated stitches, and you do purl 5, you do 5 elongated stitches together, drop the elongated stitch, and then you purl those 5 elongated stitches together to create that interesting shell pattern. Really cute. And a nice way to alternate them. You have like 5 of these, 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 5 of these. So your stitch counts ends up staying the same, even though you're doing some nice decreases and increases to create this beautiful pattern. All right, the next part is called, the next chart is called It Would Be Bad, and it's this section here, and you are basically doing some simple slip stitch color work with, this is colors, the contrast color, and you are using also your color 2, and you create these beautiful slip stitches. Now these are the elongated stitch. This is the triple elongated stitch. Some people were doing double elongated because they didn't want their stitches to be too loose. I went ahead with a triple elongated because I know I'm going to be blocking the shawl, and I wanted it to have an opportunity to grow. So it looks a little loose right now, but once I block it out, I think it will look really great. But you're basically just doing these triple elongated stitches, and you're dropping them and moving them around behind some of your knitting and doing some slip stitches. This is all leaning towards the center, and then on this side you can see the elongated stitches are leaning to the right. These are leaning to the left. So it's a really nice, cool looking design. Very easy knitting to do. Very fun. Very relaxing. Okay, so this is the next chart pattern, and this chart is called Yes, Have Some. And this is really the first lace knitting we've done in this whole shawl, and I just enjoyed this so much. You guys know I love the lace knitting. Had some decreases and yarn overs, and trying to think what else we had in there. Knit two togethers, just to create this beautiful lace pattern. As you can see, there are some yarn overs in there, and there's some leaning in this way and going up like this. I love this cute little design it creates. But I can't wait to open that up and show the beautiful lace. This is done with just a single color. This is my color one. I thought it turned out really pretty. Very simple section. Then we do, we end it with some slip stitch knitting with a contrast color, just to create like a border between that and the next section, because the next section is also done in the color 1. So you have this section, this chart, a contrast color just to border it. You see the slip stitch knitting there, and then we end it with this color 1, which is very similar to what we did over here at the beginning here, in the beginning here. Some simple slip stitch knitting with color work 1, and these cute little slip stitches to create the design leaning toward the center. And then when you got to the center, you had like six stitches right in here, and you could either, to close them up, you could do Kitchener stitch to graft them together, or some people did a 3-needle bind off. I'd never done a 3-needle bind off, so I did the Kitchener stitch because I've done that a few times, closing up shawls and doing sock close-ups as well for toes. So anyway, I just did the Kitchener close up, and then that closes it up. And look at that, you've made a rectangle out of a triangle. There were a couple of spots that I did not mention. Let's see, I thought like here, yes, this is it. I did, like here we did a short row, a short row. We did a short row, and it made the shawl turn. And there was another one, I think it was right over in here, where we turned the work so that it would turn and make more of a square. So that was really fun and really cool. We do it again on the other chart as well. So that brings us to the, as you finish this up, this is the end of clue 4. This is what clue 2, 3, and 4 look like. It's just one part of the shawl. Really interesting. And it's like, how are these going to come together? That's what you start thinking about. Now, at this point, this part wasn't done. So it was just a triangle and then this. So it's kind of like, how are these going to come together? So then we get clue 5. Okay, this, as I was saying, this is part of clue 4. You split this into two sides, and again, you continue with this. You start knitting this in color 1. Now this stitch is a special stitch. She has a tutorial for this as well. This is called slip 1, knit 2, pass the slip stitch over the knit 2. It's a little bit different. You can get it confused with a slip, knit 2 together, pass the slip stitch over the knit 2 together, but it's not that. It is a slip stitch, knit 2 stitches individually, pass the slip stitch over the knit 2. That way your stitch count stays the same, and when you come back on the wrong side, you're doing a yarn over, so it creates a really beautiful pattern. I love the lines that this creates. It's really pretty, and that's how you finish clue 4. I totally forgot about that. Sorry about that. So then you end it with clue 4 with that finished, and then that with that first part right there. Then you start clue 5 and you have these 4 sections here, and these 4 sections are all stitch patterns that you've done before previously in this shawl. So clue 5 is a really simple relaxing knit, something we've done all the time. This is called the Slimer Returns. Again, like in clue 2, you had that Slimer chart right there at the beginning, and here it is again. So it's same knitting with your contrast color and color 3 to create that beautiful slip stitch pattern, again called Slimer Returns. This we just saw in clue 4. Over here we had that stitch pattern here. That is this one, and this is called Duckless, and it's a really beautiful lace pattern. But instead of knit in color 1, this is knit in my color 2. I believe that's my color 2. Isn't that pretty? Then a darker pattern. You can see the lace is going to be nice when I open that up and block it. The next one is done. This is called Dogs and Cats Living Together Mass Hysteria Chart. And this one is similar to what we did over here in clue 2. Different colors, but again, you do those slip stitches where the working yarn is to the back, but it's really to the front because you're doing it on the wrong side, and then you're knitting under the stitches that you've created, these 2 stitches that you've created here. You knit under that, which creates this beautiful diamond design. You're knitting under the stitches, bringing them up. It alternates, creates a beautiful diamond design. Again, this is my color 1 and my contrast color. So it's a pattern we've done before, really cute, and a different color. You know, you can see it in that color here, which was my contrast color in color 3. And this is what it looks like in my contrast color in color 1. And then the last chart of this clue, this is called your mother chart, and this is the Dogs and Cats Living Together in Mass Hysteria chart. I had the name wrong on that. So this last chart is very similar to what we did over here in clue 2. Again, this is some beautiful cable stitches, the left twist, right twist. There's a tutorial on Mary's channel, which is also in my playlist. I'll link below, but you can do these cable stitches without a cable needle because it just involves 2 stitches, so it's really easy to knit them without the cable needle, and it creates these beautiful lines. And that's in my color 3, and that's how clue 5 ended. Again, all these for this last clue 5 are patterns that we've done before, but well, that's the same color, but these are all different colors than what we did before. So that's how clue 5 ended, and that's what it looks like. And now you can see, where do you think it's going to go? Obviously, I think, you know, we've got to finish this out, square that up like we did over here, and then connect these 2 pieces like we have those live stitches there, and then this section that we added, and then we have these live stitches here, and that section that we added, and we've got to connect those 2 sections right there on those live stitches section, connect them somehow. So that's where I think we're going. That's what clue 6 just released today. So I'm anxious to get started, but I did want to film this today before I got started on clue 6, so you guys could see the process, see how it looks before the 2 pieces finally come together to make one. Okay, now we're to clue 6, the last clue of Who You Gonna Shawl, and we left off with clue 5 right here, and we had just an opening here, and the shawl was in 2 pieces. This is what it looks like finished. I'm gonna explain that, but basically this is where we left off. So this next clue here is called Don't Cross the Streams Again, and this is using a special stitch to create these long stitches and doing a cable stitch, which is really simple. You don't even have to use a cable needle for it. Doing the 1-4 LC and 1-4 RC. LC leaning to left, RC leaning to the right, leaning them into the center. Again, it's the triple elongated stitch to create that long stitch so that you can lean it and also have room to block. This is using your contrast color and your color 2. And it creates it's a very simple knitting stitch. It's basically just regular knitting with those elongated stitches that you slip at certain times. Again, don't cross the streams. That's where you start with clue 6. Then you go to this next part right here. We're finishing this section up here. This is called Everybody Has a Mortgage These Days. This section here done with C1, your color 1. As you can see, there's some patterning here, and this is the stitch called the yarn over knit 3, and you pass the yarn over the knit 3 stitches. You stagger it to create that cute little design, and you can see there is a little bit of a hole there, little bit of a lace, and you do that here, and then you stagger it to create that just beautiful effect. Very simple knitting. The next part, at the very end of that, sorry, you pick up your contrast color and just do some very simple slip stitch color work to create like a border between this and the next clue. This next clue could have been done in C1 or C2. I chose to do it in C2, and it's very much like the other end of the shawl where you do an elongated slip stitch to create this design. And this patterning is just simple garter stitch knitting with those elongated stitches. To finish it up, you finish it off with you can either do a 3 needle bind off right in here to close it up, or you can do Kitchener stitch. I did the Kitchener stitch to close that off, and this looks just like it does over on this end here. And you do the Kitchener stitch here. I did the Kitchener stitch here to close it up, and some people could do the 3 needle bind off there as well, just whatever you wanted to do. So that finishes up this side of the shawl, and then what you had left, you still had 2 pieces that you needed to put together. So the last part of clue 6 was putting these 2 pieces together, and you use C3, and C3, it's right here, C3 and your contrast color, and this is actually called Cross the Streams. Finally, the whole movie is saying don't cross the streams, and then finally in the movie it says cross the streams. So we're basically doing this stitch here, except we're doing two cables, and they are crossing, as you can see here. One goes to the right, one goes to the left. Very simple knitting. Behind that, just very straight stockinette knitting, but then you cross those triple elongated stitches, and it's staggered to create this cute cross effect. And that is what you knit it from this clue up, and then you attach it here with a you could do a 3 needle bind off to close this off. And I'll show the back of it when I'm sitting on the couch and explaining a little bit, so you can see how neat that looks. But it turned out really neat. You just do this knitting to one side and then pick up your other stitches. You end up with 141 stitches for both, and then do the 3 needle bind off to attach it. And it kind of bends a little bit, but I think it looks really nice. You don't want to do that too tightly either, because you do want to have it to have room, allow it room to stretch and to be able to be blocked. Mine was a little bit tight, a little bit, but it was still loose enough where I could block it. So, and I think it turned out really nice to join that. And this is the part here also where you can make this longer if you had more yarn. I actually ended up having more yarn than I thought I did, and I probably could have doubled this in size. And she said you could also knit it in a different color, you know, like maybe do colors 1 and colors 2 for another section of this and make it a little bit wider, and that would increase the length of the shawl. But this is what my shawl looked like from end to end. Please excuse that box right there. We got some poles there for our backyard. I just haven't moved them. Anyway, this is what it looks like from end to end, and it's 97 inches across and about 19 and a half across widthwise. So I think it's long enough. Again, if you wanted something maybe a little bit longer, you can increase it by doing this section here. And there you go. This is the Who You Gonna Shawl, Mystery Shawl Knit Along from Lyrical Knits for 2023. And now let me share, since you guys have watched that, I hope you enjoyed that. This is the yarn I had left over. I had a little bit left over of each skein, probably about 15, 16 grams of each skein, if that helps. In your planning, again, you needed 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn, at least 400 meters, but I ended up having about 15, maybe 20 grams of this one left over. And then I need to wind these and make them a little bit neater. That one I have wound and made it neater. So I have that left over to be used for scrappy projects and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. This yarn was from Yarn to Die For, the Fiber Studios at Yarn to Die For out of North Carolina. It was a Studio Smitten yarn. It was MCN, so it had a little bit of cashmere in it. And it was hard for me to knit with. I actually think it's beautiful and it's so soft. But the cashmere made it really slick. So if I dropped a stitch, man, that stitch flew. And so it made it a little bit more complicated to knit with. So because when I dropped a stitch, I needed to stop like right there and be very still and try to not move it too much because it went flying down very fast. And it was a little bit more complicated to fix a dropped stitch than it usually is when you're knitting with like a more wool-based yarn, because it will hold in place a lot easier. So that's my only complaint. Otherwise, this was such a fun project. And if you get a chance to knit Marianarella, I highly recommend it. That is last year's Mr. Shawl Knit Along. That was As You Wish, and she based it on Princess Bride. Now this year, of course, Who You Gonna Shawl, based on Ghostbusters, Who You Gonna Call. And you've seen my finished shawl, because I've shown you it, but this is it in front of you, and but all done out. I believe I measured it. It is 96 inches across and 15 inches from across the middle. I'm showing you this as well because I want to show you some of the back. You can see the color slip stitch. This is the back. You can see how neat it is with the slip stitch color work. It is not messy at all. It's really neat and looks really great. I was able to block this out. One of the sections I want to show you is I had never done a 3 needle bind off before, and I want you to see how nice that looks. The 3 needle bind off was done, as you can see, the crossing the streams, and it was done right here. This is my 3 needle bind off, this row right here. As you can see, it does leave a ridge, so if you are doing a 3 needle bind off, you do probably want to do that on the wrong side unless you want that ridge to show on your work. You can kind of see it's not a thick ridge, but you can feel it if you're feeling for your work. But it is a nice, neat ridge. So that was my first foray into 3 needle bind off, and that's what it looks like on the wrong side. I don't know if you can see. It's not a big ridge. It's just kind of nice and neat. There you can go. Maybe you can see it like that. But it worked really, really well. Very fun to do. It was fun to do a 3 needle bind off. And it was fun to connect these pieces. I loved doing the cross the streams. I thought that was just a fun way to actually finish these off. And you know, throughout the movie, they're like, don't cross the streams. And then he's finally like, cross the streams. And that's what it looks like close up. So cute. Such a cute design. I love how she staggered it to make it look like that. And then, of course, bringing in all these beautiful stitch patterns in. And very creative to have 2 triangles opposite each other and then going off in a different direction. She's a very creative designer and fun, lots of fun to do. And this is a beautiful, nice wrapped shawl. And it's a really soft with the cashmere, merino wool cashmere nylon in here. So that's the other finished project that I have for you guys to see, and very happy that that's done as well, because I have another project that's coming up that I need to share with you. Probably will get rid of this shawl too. I'm not sure. All right, let's move on to the works in progress. Now, my works in progress are something that I really haven't had a lot of time to work on. I can't remember the last time I picked these up, quite honestly, but I did pick them up since the last time you guys have seen them. All right, the first one is one of my Romi Hills Lace Lovers Club shawl. This is from last year. This is 2022. Now, I got the yarn for the first installment of this year's clubs. Haven't even opened it. It is down here. It's down here in my thing to open. So this is the Lace Lovers Club for 2023. I can't wait to open it and get the see what it is and get the pattern for 2023 and start working on that. I'm trying to finish up. I'm trying to be good, go in order, finish up 2022. After I finish this shawl, I still have one more shawl to finish, and I do have a stitch tutorial for that coming out. I've been pushing it. I was going to let it release in February. I still have it recorded. I believe it'll come out in a couple of weeks. I just have had other things happen, and anyway, I do have a stitch tutorial for that shawl as well, and I believe you can buy that shawl. I don't know. I'll have to double check on that and put a comment. That one's called Long Coast Shawl. But this one is the Romi Hill. This is called Rose of the Aegean. It's pretty obvious it's because of the blue Aegean color of the yarn. I have not gotten to the part where they do the beads. I think the beads are probably just going to be on the end, because that's all the beads we got with the offering. So I think that's really probably just going to be enough for the edge. So beads are probably going to be at the end, which I like beads all the way throughout, but that's okay. That's okay. So the last time I showed you guys this shawl, I believe we were just at chart A, which was like really, sorry, I've got yarn. So let me pull this in. Last time I showed you guys, we were like right here about chart A. And the one thing she's doing with the shawl is she is staggering the edging. Like there's a pointed edge similar to her shawl, which is the Fuchsia Nouveau Petite shawl. But the one thing she's doing is there's a big point, and then there's a couple of small points, and then there's a big point, and then there's a small point. And the way she's doing that is she's binding off stitches on the edge. I'm not going to give it away, but you bind off different amounts of stitches on the edge to create these finished points that are coming in for the design. And then, so this is through chart D. I believe I'm on chart D, and you can see these beautiful elements coming in. I love the look of this section here. That was so much fun. And then we're getting into some more spread out motifs into the lace. Really beautiful. I'll see if I can find a picture. I think I might have taken a picture of this all pinned out. You can probably see it better than me trying to hold it up in front of the camera, which is why I show a lot of my lace work all pinned out, because it's hard to see with yarn bending, things, you know, not fully straight, and then me trying to hold it out. But this yarn is amazing. This is Marinated Yarns Anita Lace yarn. This is called Aegean Dreams, and this is 875 yards per 100 grams. It is a very lace weight yarn, very beautiful. And again, those beautiful blue beads are going to go perfectly with it. And this was her offering. So when you're a member of her Lace Lovers Clubs, you get the yarn, you get the pattern, and if there are beads, you get beads. She does throw in a few extra things every once in a while. So like I got a shawl pin with one of my, I believe it was this one, and I gave it to a friend. So anyway, it's a beautiful fun club. I know this year she offered her, I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I'll put a link below. But she offered just the pattern only if you don't want to buy into the yarn club, because it can be quite expensive, but it is fun to do. Like you get 3 shawl offerings all year long, and they're knitting this, and you get to knit this with the group. If you stay up to speed like me, I'm really behind, so I haven't knitted with the group. I love that group. I need to get caught up, or I need to just move ahead and try to stay up with them because they're really a lot of fun. That's in Rivalry. Let's see. The only other thing that I picked up since the only loop whip I can show you guys, and I have a lot of whips, but the only thing that's worth showing are my socks. I'm only knitted, like finished knitting the legs, so it's not going to be that exciting. But you can see I have made a little bit more progress on these. I'm about to start the heel, and I should pick these up more, but knitting stockinette is just really hard for me to do. I just get so bored with it. But as you can see, that's one of the socks. I have 4 socks going on right now. I have this other one. Here's the other one. I'm just going to show you the wrong side. As you can see, it's just a leg. Well, I'll show you the right side. I hate just showing you the wrong side. But it's really pretty. This is tourmaline stripes and Patton's Croy sock. But I've knitted the leg. And these are for Brian. So I need to finish work on that more. And then mine is the same kind of yarn, Patton's Croy socks. And this is in Purple Haze. And again, I've knitted the legs on these, so I've got to start working on the heels. So I've gotten both of those to the legs as well, and I'm going to be doing heels on all 4 of these socks at the same time. So I need to work on that. And that's all. Only thing else I had really to show you. That pattern is the Vanilla Sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, who is Kay Litton. I will link her YouTube channel down below. It's a beautiful free pattern if you watch her YouTube video. Easy, easy, easy. I recommend maybe using some self-strapping sock yarn because it makes it a little bit more fun. I have a hard time knitting straight stockinette, but it is a very easy pattern. And when you finish, you have socks, which is awesome. All right, so that is all of the projects I'm going to be talking about for today. The next thing I want to talk about is I did do a Happy Mail video, and I shared all the Happy Mails I've received. Thank you guys so much again. That was so much fun and so heartwarming to know you guys have been thinking about me, praying for me through my recovery, and giving me stuff for my birthday. I had a birthday as well during the time off that I was very sick for, but it's okay. That happens. Thank you again. It just meant the world to me. But since I did that video, I've gotten a few more things I want to share with you. I've gotten a couple of cards. I think these 2 are, let's see, this is from Claudia. Aw, that's so sweet. Take it easy, catch some time, catch some teas, rest, relax, and simply be. Aw. From Claudia. Claudia May, my beautiful friend Claudia May. Look at that beautiful card. And then this beautiful thing from Proverbs. I love this. Thank you so much. That's gorgeous. Thank you. And then this looks like it's from Claudia as well. She's so sweet. I got both of these the same day. Aw, especially for you. At Easter. This is an Easter card. Aw, thank you. Isn't that beautiful? It's Easter. And this beautiful card. These are awesome. I love this. He restores my soul. Psalms 23:3. Isn't that beautiful? And then the other one, she is more precious than rubies. Proverbs 3:15. Thank you so much, Claudia. These are gorgeous. I'm going to keep these and hang them in my yarn room, which we're working on. And I can't wait to show that to you guys. But thank you for thinking of me. That was so sweet. And then I got another card here from Sherry Knowles. Beautiful, sweet Sherry. And look at that. So pretty. Purple flowers. Thank you, Sherry, for thinking of me. Oh, this is so pretty. All right, this is Today, well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. That is from, oh, my eyes are so bad. It's a Sanskrit poem. Okay. Oh, it's in bird. Oh, that's also a marker. Isn't that cool? That comes out. Thank you. Aw, it says birthday wishes for a day and a year filled with happiness. Hope you're healing from your surgery. Aw, thank you so much and wish me happy birthday. Thank you, Sherry. That is so pretty. Look at that. Love that you can take that out and use it. And then she gave me another one of these beautiful cross Bible markers or book markers. Isn't that pretty? Thank you. I love that. Been using the other ones that you sent me, and you can never have too many of those because I'll have millions of books lying around. Thank you. And oh, another bag full of goodies. Look at this. Love these cute little organza bags. And then it looks like maybe, ooh, isn't that pretty? It's a cross. Isn't that beautiful? That is gorgeous. Wow. You could put that on a chain or anything. Look at that. That's really pretty. Thank you. Really love that. And these are some more progress keepers. Look at that. Looks like some candy. That's awesome. I love that. A rainbow. And then here's a feather. Isn't that pretty? These are awesome. I'll put them on my stitch marker tree and use them. Oh, I love this. This is a flower. Look how pretty it's made with beads. Isn't that pretty? Try to get it, the focus off of me so you guys can see that. So pretty. Thank you. And then there's another little angel. I love the little angels. Look at that. That is so pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please forgive my voice. Please, voice, don't go out on me. Because of the drink here in just a second. Thank you so much, Sherry. These are beautiful. I can't wait to hang them on my tree. I got some other stitch markers to show as well. Maybe I'll go right into that since we're talking about stitch markers. But thank you so much. This is so thoughtful. And thank you, Claudia, for my cards and the prayers. Thank you guys all for your prayers and for thinking of me. I am doing better. It's just some days are good, some days are bad. It just takes longer to heal than you think it will sometimes. Let me get something to drink here. And the patience part's what's hard, right? Just having patience to let that healing process take. I don't like laying in bed. That's really hard on me. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, I'm really super excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I'm not going to sing. I know I just kind of broke out in song there, but I am super excited about this. This is my thing. I've been waiting for this. This is one thing I look forward to every year. We are talking about the Romi Hill annual Mystery Shawl Knit Along. This is her 11th Mystery Shawl Knit Along. I have been participating in the Romi Hill Mystery Shawl Knit Along since 2016. I'm going to show you a clip of some of the projects I've knitted throughout the years. This is just an overview of all of the projects that I've knitted from Romi Hill. I really love her projects. There's many that I've knitted more than once, like this one. I did 3. This was last year's Mystery Knit Along. I did 2 as it was going on. And then I came back and knitted a 3rd because I ended up giving both of these away. This was the person who won last year picked this one, which I love. That was with Amanda Hope yarn. I did 2 of these. This is Springforth shawl right here. That's where I did the first time. This is the second one I knitted. And I started knitting her Mystery Shawl Knit Alongs in 2016. There's 2017. Did the Rose City Yarn Crawl in 2019 and the Cathedral Grove, and did these in 2020. And then these are her Lace Lovers Club offerings. As you can see, I love her designs. I have knitted some of them more than once. Last year I knitted 2. Ended up giving both of those away. Knitted a 3rd one. Just cannot help but love her work. And it is time. That is partly why I'm doing this video today. Because I am going to run out of time. This is going to be starting on 4/21, which is Friday. Next Friday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So 4/21, it will be starting. What happens is, if you're not familiar with the Mystery Shawl Knit Along, what happens is the designer will send you part of the pattern every week. This is going to be over 5 weeks, so you're going to get 5 clues. And you can knit this along with all the other people who are knitting this in her group. I'll link her group down below. It's at Romi. It's in Ravelry. Ravelry is free. If you're not a member of Ravelry, I highly encourage you to join. That's where I find all my Mystery Shawl knit-alongs, all my wonderful patterns. I've met so many wonderful people there. You can even sell yarn. If you guys are ever interested in what all you can do on Ravelry, if you want that, I would be happy to make some videos on that. Just let me know down in the comments below. If you ever have any questions about anything, any type of videos, put them down in the comments below. I'm open to ideas for suggestions for videos, and I want to make this about things that you want to see. So just let me know. There's so much you can do with Ravelry, though. So much. But this is in Ravelry, hosted in Ravelry. She is going to be doing some YouTube lives on the day that the clue comes out. I believe she might even be having some Zoom groups where you can go and knit. I might be wrong, but she did that last year. I didn't get to participate, but you can even go and knit with them. Now, her pattern is $15 US dollars. It's a little bit high, but it is so worth it. Her designs are beautiful. I have done a lot of Mystery Shawl knit-alongs in my life. There have been a few that I have been sorry that I did. Like, I did not end up liking the design. And then you're like, you used really nice yarn on something that you really don't like, and you're not sure you're even going to wear. That's when you give it away to someone who does like it. So I've done a lot of that, but I have never knitted a Romi Hill shawl where I did not love the design. That's just my personal taste, though, but I love all of her designs. And my personal recommendation to you, if you've never done a Mystery Shawl knit-along and you're interested in it, go take a look at the designer that is hosting it. Look at their other designs. If you like their designs, that might be something that you would really end up liking. They're kind of probably be similar in design, maybe do something a little different, but not venture too far off the course. Now, Romi Hill Patterns, I love all her designs. That's why I'm in her Lace Lovers Club now for 2 years. And to me, she just makes the most beautiful, elegant shawls and sweaters and hats and things that I just love. They're simply classic. I think that's how I'd use to describe her work. So to me, I'm so excited because, again, I love them and I know I'm going to enjoy this. Probably might even knit two, just because it's so much fun for me to knit her work and such a treat. That's why I probably do two. I did two last year. I did two a couple of years before that. So if my health can hold up for it, I might do two at the same time. I'm considering it. But what you need if you want to participate, again, it starts $4.21. You need 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. Now, a lot of her work has lace in it. So when you're doing work with lace, you want to pick yarn that is tonal, which means it's more of one color, or it could be slightly speckled. But you don't want to pick something that's super variegated, which means it has a lot of different color changes, because those color changes will compete with the lace pattern. And it makes the lace a lot harder to see, the lace work a lot harder to see. And if you're putting a lot of effort into knitting lace, which isn't easy, you want to be able to see it. So I would recommend doing slightly speckled or tonal skeins of yarn. I have a few here to show you, and also have something special for you guys. Now, there are a lot of companies that are doing kits for this Romi Hill Shawl Mystery Knit Along. I'm going to highlight one. I haven't really dug around to see who all's doing this, but one of my friends, Wendy from Amanda Hope Yarns, you guys saw me interview her last year on my channel, a live show. Go back and watch it if you want. It's in the live shows section. She is so sweet and she is so talented. She's such a wonderful yarn dyer. I have knitted many items with her yarns. That item right there, the As You Wish, is with a kit I bought from her. Beautiful, gorgeous yarns. She is offering kits this year on her Aussie Finger Extra Fine Merino yarn base, which is such a unique blend of yarn. It is so soft for merino wool. It is awesome, and it's a superwash wool, so you can wash it. I usually hand wash everything, though, like that, but it's so nice to knit with. And I knitted a shawl with her, one of her kits last year. The one that the winner, I ended up giving, having a giveaway here on my channel, and the winner ended up picking that one. It was the gray and yellow one. It was so pretty. Anyway, this year she has some kits. I have some here to show you. She has this beautiful kit here. This is like this is the Aussie Extra Fine Merino wool, which is fingering weight. It is 4-ply, superwash, extra fine merino wool. 100 grams, 400 meters, 437 yards in these. So this is perfect because you need about 400 yards at least. Australian Merino muslin free. All right, so this yarn, this top one is called Oil Rubbed Bronze, and that's one of the colors in the darkest brown in my shawl over there. And then this bottom color is called Indian Summer. This one's called Indian Summer. It's a little bit variegated, but probably will work okay. And she also has in her kits this year, you can see. Now, I forgot, the name of Romi Hill's Mystery Shawl Knit Along for this year is called Falderall. Falderall. And that, I didn't know what that word meant. I had no idea. It means trivial, nonsensical fuss. So whimsical, something fun. So that sounds like fun to me. This shawl the shawl is going to be triangular in shape. Last year it was circular. She does circular, triangular, circular, triangular. For a 10th annual, that's her favorite. So she did circular. You need 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, at least 400 yards in length, and 2 colors that will coordinate but contrast well. I showed you some of the designs. I still have some, so you can see here. Like here's a triangular shaped shawl. It's probably going to be pretty similar to something like this. This was for the Rose City Yarn Crawl. This one, beautiful fingering weight yarn. I love knitting that. That was so much fun. I have this shawl. This one's my favorite one of hers. That's another triangular shaped shawl. I ended up knitting this one twice. This one's my favorite shawl that I knitted of hers. I hope I'm showing you the right size of these. Beautiful. Here's last year's, the third one that I knitted, because I gave 2 away. But this was last year's design. I thought I'd show you a few of these, like, so you can see what they look like in person. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, that's that. This was another special, just a make along. This was a fall 4-color, more color work kind of design of hers, more skinny, kind of like a wrap. That was that. And here's one of the Lace Lovers Club shawl. This one's huge. I made it double. I made the tall size. So this one is like super huge, but this is super lace work. This is one of the Lace Lovers Clubs. So those are the ones I've kept. All the others I've given away that I've made. But anyway, so you can kind of see the 2-color process and see the lace work. And now this shawl will not be as lacy as this Lace Lovers Club. Her Lace Lovers Clubs are super lacy, and this is a lace weight yarn that you use for those. But let me just put these to the side, and I'll make those all nice and neat here in a minute. But back to the yarn. This is a kit from Amanda Hope. I will link her store down below. She has other kits for sale. If you're interested, I believe they're about $56 for the yarn kit. And you get this cute little mask, which that's kind of the theme. Romi Hill's picture is a mask. I'll try to put one here for Falderall. And kind of a mystery knit along. But you get these cute little stitch markers. Adorable. Okay. Another kit she had was this one. This is one I'm thinking about using myself. This color is called, the first one is called, this top one is, this is one I made, and she just made it into a kit. This is Avignon, and then the bottom color, this dark color is Chrysoprase. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of similar to the one I just showed you, this one. So I don't know, I'm kind of not sure if I'll use it or not. I didn't think I had something like that, but it looks a little bit similar to that. I guess I really love those colors together, because I picked that one. Again, that wasn't a kit she made, but she put it together into a little kit for me. This other one I have is this one. It's kind of like a light. This one is called Oyster on top, and this one on the bottom is called Lava Rock, a dark gray. I know this kit is still available on her site. Really pretty. Neutral. This would go with so many items in your wardrobe. I love this kit. Now these kits I got from Miss Babs, but these are not made for Romi Hill. These were just some duo kits they had on their site. This is from their Avon yarn base, and the Avon yarn base is a light fingering yarn base. It is, having a hard time today finding things and reading. I apologize. I knew my eyes were off. Let's see. This is 85% merino wool, 15% silk, 490 yards, 448 meters. So there's plenty of yardage for these if you go to Miss Babs. This is an Avon Duo. The top one is called Floyd, this dark pink. And then this one's called Raspberry Sorbet. I like it because it's slightly speckled. So both of these would work really well for a Romi Hill shawl. These kits are a little bit more than Amanda Hope. They're $64. But this yarn has silk in it, so it's a little bit high end. It's a high end yarn, not at higher end than. I love Amanda Hope's. I love her yarn though. I think they're really soft, super soft. One of the best yarns I've ever used. So $56 is a great buy for that. And then this other yarn kit is from Miss Babs. This is an Avon Duo. This is called Tropical Sunset, slightly speckled. And then this one is Wolfsbane, and this is an Avon again, so it's got the wool and the silk. I'm thinking about maybe making one of these and making one of these. I haven't decided yet. One of these I'm going to give away. Just hang on. Just keep on watching. So the one thing that Wendy did for me this year is she offered she donated for this channel to give away, so sweet of her, some of these cute little masks to give away for people who want to participate in the Mystery Shawl Knit Along. So if you're interested in participating to win one of these cute little stitch marker sets, these little masks, please put in a comment below. Please read all the rules. I'll put the rules down in the description box below. And I'm going to have to pick this pretty quickly. So I'm hoping to post this video on Friday if I can get my editing done. I've been having some more computer problems too. Since it starts in a week, I'm probably going to pick a winner maybe Thursday the 20th. Now you won't have these for when it starts, but you'll have it a little bit after it starts. If you're interested in participating to win, I've got two of these to give away. Two of these cute little mask sets to give away from Wendy of Amanda Hope. If you're interested in winning and participating to win one of these sets, put down on a comment below Amanda, 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 for Amanda Hope yarn. I'm going to give away this beautiful set of yarn. Since I knitted with those colors similarly in that shawl, I'm going to give this one away. This is the Oil Rub Bronze in the Indian Summer. This is sold out on her website, so you can't go buy this one. And it's got the cute little stitch markers as well. I'm going to give this away. If you're interested in participating to win this, I only have one to give away. Write the word HOPE, H-O-P-E, in a comment below. And I will pick a winner for these on the 20th. And I know the yarn's going to be getting there a little bit late, but you could probably get caught up. If you're in the U.S., if you're outside of the U.S. and you win this, you're just going to be late. But you can at least knit the pattern. Now, I'm going to also give away a couple of pattern. I'll do a couple of pattern winners as well, so you'll win the pattern. If you want to participate to win the pattern, let's put the word for the pattern Falderal, F-A-L-D-E-R-A-L, and I'll pick all the stuff on the 20th. And so you'll have to work quickly to get your yarns picked out. I'll give away a couple of pattern winners as well. So that's my giveaway for Romi Hill, starting the Mystery Shawl Knit Along. I'm sorry I was so late. I just been really trying to get to feeling better. So I apologize. Let me write this down. And I hope that you're excited about it with me. I'm so excited about it. I just love her Mystery Shawl Knit Along. They're just so much fun. And I just can't wait to get started. All right. So there's another mystery shawl. There's another mystery knit along that I want to mention. This is from Keri'd from Fleece. Now there's a crochet version and there's a knit version of the same thing. Now this is going to be starting. This is the Mystery Crochet Along from Keri'd from Fleece. You're going to be making an animal. Now she has a knit portion, which is the These pieces are worked in the round. Some of the items do have to be sewn together upon finishing. Is made using mostly stockinette stitch with increases and decreases for shaping. Now the mystery knit along starts April the 15th, which is Saturday. I know. You get 6 clues. April 15th, 22nd, 29th, 6th, 13th, 20th, and 31st. I believe it's $5 for the pattern. Yeah, $5 US. For the crochet portion, you need, let's see, for the knit portion, you need US 3 knitting double pointed needles or desired needles for working small circumference in the round. You need some DK weight yarn in 3 colors, about the main color 200 yards, can be solid, semi-solid, striping, variegated, whatever you want it to be. The contrast colors, you need 50 yards for one of them, should be lighter than the main color, preferably a solid color that goes well with the main color. And then the contrast color 2, you need 60 yards, that should be darker than the main color and have a nice contrast to the main color. Again, April 15th it starts, which is hopefully Saturday, hopefully the day after I post this video, goes through May 31st. And there's a crochet and a knit version. So for the crochet version, you need a D hook, and you need a main color 300 yards, can be solid, semi-solid, striping, variegated, or whatever you want it to be. Your contrast color 1 should be lighter than the main color, 75 yards, and a solid color that goes with the main color, lighter. And the contrast color 2 should be darker than your main color, have a nice contrast to the main color, and you need 90 yards of that. So I hope that helps. I hope that's fun. I wish I had time to do that one too, but it sounds like a lot of fun making, if you're into amigurumi, making knit or crochet animals, or if you want to practice that, that sounds like something fun. And there's like, again, camaraderie, a knitting group, a crochet group. I love that she's doing a knit and a crochet version, so you can do whichever one you want to do, or you can do both to practice both of your skills and have fun with that. Again, that's Keri'd from Fleece. I'll link all of the information down below in the description box below under this video. Whew, those are all of the upcoming events I could find for now. If there's any more, I promise I will update you and try to keep you up to speed with mystery knit alongs and things going on in the crochet community. I know there's a lot of year-long stuff that I haven't really been keeping up with. There's a Shetland lace mystery shawl knit along going on from Tony Lorenz. I'll try to link that below if you're interested in that. I believe we're on April. I haven't even started, but I did show you guys the yarn at the end of last year. There is stuff going on with Jimmy Bean Wools, an annual blanket club, an annual shawl club going on. I'm in the blanket club, but I haven't started that yet. I've got 3 colors so far that I need to get going on that. It's like a modular log cabin blanket, which I'm excited to get knitting on that. And those are all I can think of right here off the top of my head. But there's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on. That's why you should really get plugged into Ravelry. If you're into things like that, you can kind of see what's hot and see what's going on and participate. Have fun. Meet new people. Meet people that are like-minded like yourself, that enjoy the things that you love to do. The last thing I want to talk about is my yarn stash. I haven't given you guys an update since January. In January, I was able to give away 50 skeins of yarn out of my stash, or I sold a few as well. Since January, I have from giveaways or knitting projects that I knitted with the Aurora Cabin Shawl and the other shawl. I didn't even count the yarn. I didn't even put it in my stash, so I'm not even counting that. The one for the Who You Gonna Shawl. I bought that, started to use it, used it all. So that one didn't even go in or be counted in these totals. So, but there was 42 skeins. There was a lot. There was, I mean, I got a whole list. I won't read them off to you, but there's sock yarns and yarn I gave for giveaways. There was 42 skeins since then. So now I'm to 92 skeins total since beginning of the year that I've given away out of my stash, either used up in projects. Most of them is giveaways for you guys. So I'm at 92. I'm almost to 100. So that's really, really great. And trying not to buy too much. I bought some, but I am going to be giving some of this stuff away as well. So there we go. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me throughout this long video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed getting caught up with you, and I'm sorry that March just kind of flew off the schedule for me. I didn't realize that I would be so down with surgery, but I'm getting back to my normal self. It is a slow go. Like today, I don't feel good, but I'm pushing through. I'm gonna try to edit this video, try to get it done, and hopefully it won't put me down for 3 days by doing this. But and try to get back to my comments, all my emails. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your concern and your prayers. You guys are so sweet. I wish every one of you, I hope you're all doing so well. Get a great start to your spring. Spring is happening. Spring cleaning is happening. Organizing. I'm excited to share my yarn room. My yarn room is going to be totally organized and beautiful, and I'm excited about starting to film in there. I'll be filming in there once I get it all like I want it, which it's like I'm going to show you how it all comes together, and I think it's going to be really beautiful and exciting, and I can't wait to be able to see all of my yarn just sitting there looking around. I think the way that I've decided to put it all together, I'll be able to sit there and I can see everything that I have all at a glance, which I've never had that ability before because I've had it in a cabinet, in my closet, and bins. So it's going to be exciting to see what all I have, and it's going to be organized in a way that I will be able to find it easily, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So I hope you stick around. I hope you stay with me, join me as we get more into spring and summer and organization and cleaning and projects. I'm so excited to be back and have so much to share with you guys, and I hope and pray that you are doing well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for spending this time with me. I really do appreciate it. That's the best way to support me, is through watching my videos, because I don't do any of the other things that YouTube does. So watching my videos helps me, gives me a little bit of change so that I can use it to do some of my giveaways and help me support paying, the shipping and stuff. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.